of drivers wearing red armbands and headgears punching the air in anger as they protest what they describe as poor conditions of service at the Metro Mass Transit Company. The workers want the president to stop the purchase of a 480,000 cedi luxury vehicle for the managing director, while over 100 buses require urgent repairs. Chanting and singing protest songs, the workers seized the car keys of the official vehicles and deflated for the removal of the deflated tires of the managing director's vehicle. Maxwell Agbaba was there.
Currently here on the compound of the Metro Mass Transit, workers here are not working. They are taking part in a demonstration calling for the head of the managing director, Bernard Abuaji. Well, among some of the issues they are raising are salary disparities. They also say that the management has not been paying them their allowances that have been due them. They also complain about their provident fund. What is happening here right now is that some of the workers are going around locking the offices of some of the top managing officers here on this compound. They are taking their car keys. Well, some of the cars here on this compound also have had their tires deflated. A lot of them are also firing musketry here on this compound. They are saying their managing director must go. Some of the aggrieved workers have gone around right now and they've taken some of the keys belonging to some of the management officials here on this compound. Well, you can see the union chairman here on this compound is actually taking the car key of the legal manager for MMT and is displaying it to the workers here.
They have disappointed us. Yes. They are in this for so many years, but no improvement. MDs comes, MD go. Yes. But still they are there. And there's two problems there. Yeah, we don't put, as my brother said, we don't do politics here. We want the right thing to be done. So this old management, they are there to advise MD. If they are ready to help us, that this miss will not happen. As we are speaking, we haven't received our salary. Our drivers, conductors, they are still around 10 cities. Somebody will drive from Accra to Dambai, Accra to Tokrano, Accra to Wa, Accra to Kachi. That person is supposed to give 10 cities for just for tip allowance. Now how much? What can 10 cities buy? But still they are not paying. 3 months now they are not paying. And then they have opportunity. We have money to go and buy V8.
Have they bought the V8 already?
They have done everything. They have done everything. And now 4.5 billion, we are going to pay it within 4 months. As we are speaking, go to the workshop and see. We don't have filters, we don't have oil, so we are not able to do maintenance. We are not able to do maintenance. Look at our local suppliers, we own them a lot. Our local suppliers, we own them a lot. We are not able to pay. If you go, I blame the God, I blame the board. But go have the rep at the board. And the board know that we own them. About 10,000 plus.
You all go out.
We won't go out. About 10,000 plus.
Well, you're raising issues about the cost of the V8. You say it costs about $108,000 US.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And why is it generating so much concern?
Because we said there's no money. So we the workers, we are doing our effort. We are doing everything possible to work so that we can generate and revive the company back.
Now, you also talk about the fact that you have already have three deputy managing directors. Yes. But this current managing director has actually brought a consultant who you say is a pharmacist.
Yes, sir. What I know is a pharmacist. But I don't know whether you have done other courses. But what I know is a pharmacist. And he's paid 9,000 a month.
Is that why you are? Is that why this is raising concern? Because it's paid 9,000.
Let me answer a question. A driver who is bringing the money, and that 10 cities for allowance, you are not able to pay. But you are able to pay consultants who is a pharmacy 9,000 plus allowances. Does it sound? Today is 26th or 27th. Our side, we don't know when to get it. And now they have traveled. When they are traveling, they make sure they take their per diem with them before they will leave. Have we talked of that one? Why? we fools? No.
So
enough is enough.
So what's happening today? You are going around taking the car keys. So whose car keys have you taken?
Yes. Now we have taken.
Whose car keys have you taken?
All of them. Administrative manager.
All of them.
We have taken the legal manager. We have taken the operations manager. Now the technical manager said you have sent somebody. So now the keys with us. So now we have taken 4 people.
And you've deflated all the car ties here. Somebody who said this is not the right way to get your grievances heard.
Yeah, the reasons. Maybe we may close today and go home. Who knows? Tomorrow you can have the cars are not there. Who am I going to blame? They have spare keys. But now, because of this, they can't do it. Because you cannot bring outside of organized to come and do this.
So what? You are calling for the removal of your managing director?
Managing director, and the management team. We can't work with them. We can't work with them. We have suffered a lot. We have suffered a lot. Always it's a sacrificial job. We are no more. We are no more. You have no passes. That sacrificial job. It's enough. It's enough.
Thank you. So are you on strike? Are you on strike?
Yeah, we are on strike. This is a warm up. This is a warm up. This is a warm up. We need anything better. There to be more than this.
That's to Tamale to here. So our night allowance is small. Almost fair year. About 10 years ago.
How much do they pay you as night allowance for night allowance?
Night allowance, 10 cities.
And you're saying that's not enough for you?
It's not enough. I drop up to Tamale to Accra here. I drop up to daybreak. 10 cities, even your child, how much 10 cities or your child? It's not enough. So they should look for the work side. They wanted to call them the work, which will understand. That's our topic. We are praying the government should put the hand inside the metro mass work and then we'll go up. We don't want they to spoil this government. The government is a good government. We want the government to.
So do you support what they are doing?
I got no support. I'm not a driver. I'm a driver. That is my colleagues. I got no support.
I don't think they're using violence to get their issues addressed.
We are not using any violence here.
You deflated some car ties here.
No, we don't want the cars to go out. We are not.
Why don't you want the cars to go out?
No, it's our property. It's a Metro Mass property. Not anyone property. It's a Metro Mass property. We are property. That's why we let the tires go down. Nobody should take the car out because they have the space.
All right, let's cross over to Kumasi, where Ohime Interior is standing by. We'll also have on the join me in this conversation, Maxwell Agbagba, who has gone back to the Metro Mass Transit Office from where he reported earlier this morning. Let's start with Ohime in Kumasi. Ohime, bring us up to speed. What's the latest development on this matter? Ohime, if you can hear me, what's the latest situation at the Metro Mass Transport Yard in Kumasi?
Thank you, Gifty. I can hear you. Indeed, commuters who are expected to commute to their respective locations in the Ashanti region and beyond, don't forget the Kumasi depot serves almost 9 other regions.
Okay. Those are some of the things to expect when you're dealing with technology. But Ohime Interior, they're trying to reach us through our live view in Kumasi. We have him back. Ohime, go ahead with what you were saying.
People used to have at least 586 buses. But as of now, the company runs between 30 and 40 buses. Almost the entire buses have grounded, meaning that the revenue for the company has also come down. Over the years, when the company used to have 586 buses, they were making 2.1 million in sales. But now they are only able to make 1.3 million in sales. That is the best they can do. Sometimes they make sales below that mark.
I mean, is this only profit, or does it include administrative expenses? I mean, if you can hear me, can you tell us whether the 1.3 million they're making is just profit or whether it includes administrative expenses?
Yes, according to the sources close to management, the figure represents what the company was making in terms of profit. And this is after they've deducted the taxes and almost everything, the cost, that the expenditure from this. This is what they were making as far as profit is concerned at Metro Mass Transit.
Let me find out finally from you whether or not those stranded passengers that you spoke to earlier this morning have had their issues sorted. But in the meantime, hold on briefly for me. Let me bring Maxwell into the discussion. Maxwell, you are at the Kaneshie terminal, am I correct?
Yes, we are the head office of the Metro Mass Transit, Gifty.
Tell us the latest situation there.
Well, right now, it's a bit calm, quite different from what we witnessed in the morning, where loads of the workers here were chanting protest songs, dancing, hitting, you know, anything that they could find around, and then doing a lot of things to actually register their displeasure about what they say are salary discrepancies, about what they also say were, I mean, very serious issues regarding their conditions of service. Right now, scores of them have actually gathered in front of the terminal. I'll be showing you that shortly. But what is happening where I am right now, there's a management meeting going on right now in that particular structure you can see behind me. The cameraman will zoom in closely so you see it. There's a management meeting going on. Management members are locked up in the meeting trying to find how best they can resolve some of the issues being raised by the workers here at the head office. Now, they are waiting patiently, waiting anxiously, because their union leaders are also locked up in that meeting. So they are waiting for the outcome. So they would come and then brief them so they can hear what management members also have to say about some of the issues that they are raising. But early in the morning when we came, 4 vehicles actually we saw had their tires, you know, deflated. 3 of them are actually Toyota Fortuners. But now we are counting about 6 vehicles, all 4x4 vehicles. Their tires deflated by some of the angry workers. Now that is one vehicle you're seeing. There's another one closely by it. All of them, their tires deflated, as the workers say. That some top management members or some top managers here are actually complicit in all the accusations that they are leveling against the managing director of this particular company.
Maxwell, just to interrupt you briefly. Interrupt you briefly. That is the story. That has been the story since morning. It'll be interesting to find out what the management members themselves have done about this. Have they reported this to the police? Are the police saying anything? But let's finish up with Ohime in Kumasi and find out how the passengers, the stranded passengers earlier, have were able to deal with their situation. Did it improve? Did they just go home? Did they abandon their journey, Ohime?
Not at all, Gifty. They had an alternative, and this alternative was provided by commercial vehicle transporters and owners and drivers who took advantage of the situation at Metro Mass.
Okay, Ohime, we're going to have to try this one more time. Right, go ahead.
To transport the commuters to their various locations. But this comes at a high cost because compare the fare to what Metro Mass transit buses have been charging the commuters. For instance, Popodia Metro Mass charges 18 Ghana cedis, but these commercial transports were charging 26 Ghana cedis. And the passengers, though they had an alternative, they complained of the high cost and especially the comfortability that comes with using Metro Mass transit buses. But this time, they were deprived of that one. So, indeed, they had an alternative, but most of them had to wait for a longer time before they were able to get vehicles to their various...
Bantma in Kumasi, and we'll have that as well. But we'll play that to you once we're done with our conversation with Maxwell Agbagba, who is standing by in Kaneshie, where a crunch meeting is going on at the moment. Hello, Maxwell.
Yeah, hello, Gifty.
Yeah, so I was asking, has any of the management members whose vehicles, of course, whose tires have been deflated, reported the matter to the police? I mean, this is obviously a wrong way to deal with your grievance.
Well, Gifty, as it stands right now, a lot of the top managers here are actually tight-lipped on the matter. I remember when the incident happened, in that I was standing at this exact spot when I saw the local union chairman barging into the office of the legal manager here, seizing his car keys and then displaying it to some of the aggrieved workers who were standing outside. Well, after that incident, I walked into the office to talk to the legal manager. He was visibly shaken. He couldn't talk to us. He said he cannot speak to the issue. He's waiting for the communication unit of the MMT to respond to some of the issues. So we've been trying to get answers from them, to also get some response from them on whether they've reported this issue to the police. But a lot of them would not speak to us. But even now, as we came here this afternoon, we didn't meet them on the precincts of the MMT head office here. They are all, as I mentioned earlier, are locked up in a meeting happening in the structure right behind me. So we are waiting to get them to come out. When they come out, we would seek some of these answers, from them.
Okay, thank you very much, Maxwell. We may have to come back to you when there's any new development, but it will be very interesting to know what the management members think of all of the accusations that are being leveled against them and the actions that have been taken by the workers who obviously seem to have taken the law into their own hands. Maxwell Agbagba standing by at the Kaneshi Metro Mass Transit yard there. Let's go to Kumasi now. Member of Parliament for Bantama, Daniel Ochimabwaje, has been speaking with Ohime Interior.
Well, the situation is as bad as you described it. A lot of people are frustrated. They don't know where to go, especially for the first time. If somebody is coming to the city for the first time and they're about to go back to their hometown, then they can't have a bus. So they have to look for a station where they can get a bus. So it's very bad in terms of the passengers and the commuters. But the situation in terms of destruction of property, that one, the situation is calm. What I decided to do was to meet them. I was going on my trip to inspect some of the bridges that are being constructed down here, and then I heard the news. So I decided to stop by to check what is going on and to meet the leadership of the junior union to find out what was going on. According to them, they've sent and delays in paying salaries and a few.
I'm sure you can forgive us for that. It's all about technology. But that was Ohime Interior speaking with Member of Parliament for Bantama on the issue. We'll bring you more of that in a subsequent bulletin.